Dr. Dredd right here from North Carolina, also from the Broughton Institute. We're expecting to see a lot of action out of these two newcomers.
Yeah, this is the chef along with Brown Sugar. He'll be taking on Dr. Dredd. And real quick, like, I want to go through a history lesson of Dr. Dredd. This is a, not necessarily a second-generation wrestler, but the original Dr. Dredd is disabled and living in Chesney, South. Dennis Fowler trained this man to take on the tradition, to take on the name, to take on the mask, and take on the, like I said, a new beginning.
That's right, Dan. Dr. Dredd, everyone him well. Long, hard, really rough, tough individual. Second generation, as you said, Cask of Dr. Dredd. Expecting to see a lot of hard-fought action out of this young competitor right now.
We don't know for sure that, well, we say second generation. We don't know if they're related or anything about that. We don't even know who this version of Dr. Dredd is. But what he did tell me was the original passed down everything from the tights, the mask, the boots, everything. And he trained him, and he wanted him to do it the way he did it.
That's right, Dan. A lot of history in beside that gimmick that is worn on the body of the new generation Dr. Dredd. As you can see right now, he's taking advantage of Sugar and the chef right off the bat.
Sugar certainly supporting the chef as he's down on one knee. He is taking a shellacking, no doubt about it. Set up for the ride.
A reversal, Dan, coming off. Oh, big shoulder. A reversal, Dan, coming off. Oh, big shoulder block from Dr. Dredd. Here we go. We got to float over. Let's see what action we got here. Up, over top, and a big hip toss from the chef.
Chef moves very well for a man his size. Tremendous amount of muscularity, confirmation, and definition in the body. Big individual. You can tell he's been in the gym.
That's right, Dan. A big high flying drop kick there to Dr. Dredd that hit him square right on the chin. Brown Sugar picking up, showing some of that muscularity. Big power slam.
All right, the chef, he has Dr. Dredd on the run. Dredd is rolling out up under the bottom rope. He may be trying to get an arrestment, recoup, try to get his breath and get his thoughts back together.
That's right, Dan. Dredd doing the proper thing right here. As all wrestlers have been taught, when you get into a bind, the best thing to do is hit the floor, recoup, think about what's going on. Up, we got Dredd going after Brown Sugar. Chef chasing after, protecting his woman. Back in, a big hard blow to the back of the head. And another. This Dredd, he's a really rough, tough individual, Dan.
There's no doubt about it. I'll tell you what, this Dr. Dredd has been known to throw out all the rules, anytime, anywhere, any place. Right now, he's got the chef in trouble with an arm wringer. He's going to kick him right in the knee. He's trying to take his arm up over that top rope. Take a look. Dale Robinson trying to break it up.
That's right, Dan. You got Dale right there, but like you said before, Dr. Dredd definitely been known to throw out the rule book. He'll push it to the very limit.
You know, Jake, you yourself, you've been in the ring. You're retired now. Dale Robinson, a former wrestler. I mean, you guys know what it takes to get to the top. You've been there. He's been there. Belts have been around your waist before in the past. These guys got a long road to go.
That's right, Dan. As you said, I am retired. 19-year veteran of the squared circle. Dale Robinson definitely been through the squared circle. He knows the ups and downs and the ins and outs. Like you said, championship titles, but that's the thing of the past. This is the new breed of wrestling. This is the new action. High flyers. We were more of a grounded type style of wrestling. They refer to it as the old school. These guys are the high flyers. They take it to where it's never been. Big fat face plant, a DDT there by Dr. Dredd. Looks like the chef's reeling now.
The chef in a lot of trouble. Dr. Dredd has shown that he is very technically sound. He's a good brawler. The chef, this is new ground for him and new blood. He's going to have to see what he can do here.
Oh, big headbutt, Dan. As you can see, Dr. Dredd seems to be working on that left arm of the chef. And from what I'm seeing, it looks like the chef may be more dominantly, possibly a left-hander, and he's taken away from the strength of the upper body. A big suplex and a cover. Oh, 2 count. Only a 2 count, Dan.
Couldn't put him away. He couldn't get the job done.
Looks like he was a little weak in pulling that knee on up to get the leverage behind it, Dan. But it looks, yeah, now this is a mistake, and this shows probably the youngness behind the chef. Oh, that was a definite blatant low blow there, Dan.
Looked like it could have been in the groin below the belt. Yeah, I think the chef is showing a great deal of inexperience, but hey, the only way you can get experience is go in there week after week, night after night, as much as you can.
That's right, Dan. You've got to make sure if you want to make it to the top of the professional wrestling ranks, you have to go in, you have to beat, you have to sign the contracts of the most top talent, the ones that you're looking for. Oh, a big plant on the chef, but it looks like it took a little toll on Dr. Dread too, Dan.
Yeah, well, you know, that's a large man to hoist up in the air and drop. That's going to take a lot out of you as well.
There's a cover. Oh, it was a weak cover, though, Dan, a very weak cover by Dr. Dread. It looks like the crowd's trying to get behind the chef, and Brown Sugar, as you said earlier, standing there supporting her man.
All right, the chef, he's going to try to recoup. Dr. Dread, I think, wasn't expecting such a big man to be up. Is he going to set him up for a power bomb?
That's what it looks like, Dan. There it is. Oh, a big power bomb. Looked like he dropped him right on his head. And there's the 3 count.
Time of 5 minutes and 35 seconds. Chef with a power bomb gets the win, and I'll tell you what, Dr. Dread may indeed need a doctor after tonight's opening match. I'll tell you what, I don't know whether that was more like that was a power bomb. But it looked more like a pile driver somewhat. Take a look at the chef dancing away. Ian Brown Sugar celebrating. There's Jake Bruce. A good glimpse of him. Dr. Dread may need some assistance back to his actions. Looking worse for wear, that's for sure. Dread vocalizing some complaints. But he comes up with the short end of the stick. We got more action. New Blood Championship Wrestling still to come. Got a 4-way gauntlet match. And the Bringers of Death will be taking on. Actually, 5 tag teams. Basically. Got AC Sledge and the Insomniac making their way down to the ring. And they'll be taking on the Bringers of Death. That's Thug and Morbid. And Thug is the bald one and Morbid is... Hey, we got action right off the bat. Double arm drag. We haven't even got half of the... everyone out here yet. I'll tell you what, Jake, we've got AC Sledge and the Insomniac and the Bringers of Death going at it. This is a 5-way gauntlet match. That one team gets pinned and another comes in. What are the rules here?
All right, what we've got here, Dan, is a gauntlet tag team #1 contender match. What happens here is you start off with 2 tag teams in the ring. Once one tag team is eliminated, we automatically bring out the second tag team until there's only 1 tag team left standing, and they will be the NBCW #1 contender for the World Tag Team Championship.
Okay, so it's going to start off 2-on-2.
That's right, Dan. 2-on-2. When one team is eliminated, we'll bring out another tag team. We have 5 tag teams. Well, we got a roll up here. We got a pin. Oh, only a 2 count, Dan. Only a 2 count.
That's only a count of 2. I'll tell you what, I wasn't quite exactly sure on those rules. I thought it might have been like a 5-way dance or something along those lines. I'll tell you what, whoever starts this out and keeps winning, they're in for a very, very long night, no doubt.
That's right, Dan. A very long night. If you start it out and you can make it to the end, you've got a really good shot, and you have definitely earned the respect of the guys in the locker room as well as these fans, without a doubt.
And I'll tell you what, Jeff Hamrick and Brian Fury, the current reigning NBCW Tag Team Champions, if they manage to keep that tag team title tonight, later on tonight, they've got a match with Pretty Twisted. You know, regardless of who has the titles, they're going to be looking at whoever wins this gauntlet.
That's right, Dan, and as everyone is aware, one half of Pretty Twisted, Will Snap, he's been incapacitated for the last couple of weeks, so we're not even really sure if we're even going to see the whole team of Pretty Twisted here tonight.
All right, we're not certain yet. We've got a big hip toss, and AC Sledge goes across the ring. We've got Morbid and AC Sledge going at it. He's going to take him head first into the turnbuckle. Thug is holding his man as Morbid works him over in the corner. Also at ringside, I want to make mention the infamous Dr. Johnny Love, along with Jersey Red. Big back body drop. Another big fist into the face. And that's Morbid working over AC Sledge. Sledge goes into the corner turnbuckle and Morbid follows it up. Big splash. I'll tell you what, I feel sorry for these guys if you don't know how long this match could go. Got a count of 2. You know, by the time this thing is over with, you could be a total half an hour in there, you know, or maybe more. Who knows? AC Sledge taking his man up. We got a sunset flip. Couldn't put him away. I'll tell you what, been a lot of action back and forth, but I'll tell you, Jake, one thing I was talking about is the longer this match goes, the worse it's going to be on whoever comes out on top.
That's exactly right, Dan. These guys, what I would do, my theory being a tag team wrestler, is try to get rid of the first wave of competition as soon as you can. That way you don't exert yourself. These guys are exerting a lot of adrenaline, a lot of power moves here, and that's going to take its toll as you go on through this gauntlet match.
Yeah, in other words, like the Road Warriors used to do. They used to come out and go through them like X-Lax through an old widow woman, and then, you know, you put them away.
Exactly right, Dan. The whole idea of it is to make sure you're fresh when that last tag team comes in.
All right, we got a chin lock. We got Morbid holding on to AC Sledge. Looks like he's trying to rake his face, so he's got him by the hair, picking him up. Dale Robinson keeping his eye on what's going on. AC Sledge in the corner taking a pounding. You know, there's an old saying about getting tied up in that corner. That's no man's land.
That's exactly right, Dan. I've been in that predicament many times in my career also. You get in that corner, there's a lot of things that can go on. You got Johnny Love standing outside the ring. He's keeping the referee's attention. That gives the other team a lot of opportunity to get some double team and some cheap shots in on whoever's caught in that corner.
That's right. You also got Jersey Red. She's been around with along with Riddleman, who has been guiding this career. I know that Johnny Love tonight is sort of pinch hitting to make sure these guys try to make it all the way. But God knows Johnny Love has been around every bit of 15 years.
Exactly right, Dan. You've got Johnny Love, the manager of champions. He's been around this business probably, well, I kid him sometimes, Dan. I say he's been around ever since the first ring was ever built. But I'll tell you, he's got a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, and you can bet that he's going to pass on as much as he possibly can to whomever he is managing at that time, and he'll take them to the top of whatever division they're in.
That's correct. And AC Sledge managing a reverse and Irish whip. Follows it up with a splash in the corner turnbuckle, but both men looking like they're damaged.
That's exactly right. AC Sledge up. We got one member coming in. Oh, there's that experience of Johnny Love I was telling you about. Get the referee's attention. Bring in that object. And you got that cheap shot, freewheeling 2-on-1 attempt. Now we got a pin attempt. 1, 2, 3, and there it is. Dan, coming out now, hitting the ring, and they're coming in at a blaze. Here's Perfect Storm, but right there to meet them, the tough and rugged BOD. They're not giving them a chance to catch their breath, not getting any attempt of offense going here. Boy, I tell you, Dale Robinson's really got his hands full right now. There's a reversal. Oh, a double dragon knocker.
Man, that was a train wreck if you ever saw one. That's Perfection James Drake and Joey Storm, collectively known as
What an awesome maneuver, Dan Paris. Inverted powerbomb. We got an attempt. Oh, and he just didn't kick out. I don't see how he got that shoulder up off of that one, Dan.
Absolutely indescribably painful.
Here we go now. We got BOD still working over one half of Perfect Storm out on the floor. He's taking him to the back. It's only bad news back here, Dan. Oh, right into the bench, Dan.
We'll keep it on the action in the ring as so far it looks like, well, Drake's trying to put his man away.
That's right, Dan. I'm not sure if this is some type of maneuver. What? Oh, looks like he was able to counter that move. Maybe this is some of the strategy that Perfect Storm is using. They're keeping that double team, and most importantly, they are keeping Johnny Love out of the ring action and away from the side. Now we just have to keep our eye on Jersey Red over here, Dan.
That's right. You know, she's watching out what's going on. Johnny Love is following. We've got Joey Storm in that.
That's right.
And Thug on the other side of the building.
That's right. He's got him pinned down to the floor. He's got that big foot over his throat. They're not the legal men, so it's almost anything goes in this type of an affair.
All right, Morbid taking like a variation of a spine buster.
That's right. We got a couple. Oh! James Drake, he seems to be handling business pretty good. We've got Johnny Love. He's doing that experience that we was talking about, working the man over on the floor.
Here comes Thug back in.
Spear. A spear to James Drake, Dan Paris. And here it is. Here we go. There's that double team. BOD working like a fine-tuned machine. Oh, double choke slam. Double choke slam on James Drake. That's got to be it, Dan. That's got to be it. And there it is.
Man. 10-minute mark in this match, and we've got the Bringers of Death. These guys have been totally, absolutely destructive.
That's exactly right, Dan Paris. We're standing here, we're watching two guys. They've already gone through two tag team competitors. And now we've got some high flyers coming in. James Boulevard, Ron Jordan. They hail from the east side of Anderson. I've watched these guys compete in other organizations, Dan Paris. We're going to see some high-flying action from these two.
I know that Boulevard likes to use a lot of high-risk moves like drop kicks and head scissors and even planches and things like that. But Ron Jordan, more like a brawler, a power man, can use a lot of spine busters, power bombs, power slams. He's got one of the best power slams I've ever seen.
You've got that right, Dan Paris. We're standing here and we're watching two of the most competitive guys. Like you said, we're using James Boulevard for speed, quickness. Ron Jordan, an awesome power man. Looks like we're setting him up right here now for one. Up, there's a reversal. Up, duck the clothesline. There it is. Oh, belly to belly, Dan, a belly to belly. It could be over. Only a 2 count.
That Billy.
There you go, Dan. That's an example of that power move that you were talking about from Ron Jordan.
That belly-to-belly really got morbid, and it just drove him in. May not have been pretty, but it did the work.
That's exactly right, Dan. As you said earlier at the start of this competition, these guys have been in the ring since the from beginning. Oh, there it is, a big leg drop from James Boulevard. He's going for the cover. Dan, oh, only a 2 count. Oh, it was a weak kick out.
Yes,
weak
it
kick
was.
Out by Morbid there, Dan.
Morbid. He needs that tag in the worst kind of way.
That's exactly right. These guys haven't actually had a chance to catch their breath from the beginning of the first bell, and it's starting to really show, Dan. It looks like Boulevard and Jordan, they're actually going to use a lot of quick tags, keep a very quick, fresh individual in the ring at all times.
Double Russian leg sweep.
As you said, Dan, Morbid looking really weak. Here goes Jordan up. What? That's a moonsault from the second rope, Dan.
That splattered him.
It's a good thing that the other BOD came in and made that save, Dan. I don't believe Morbid could have kicked out from that.
You know, I'll tell you what, the damage has been done on the BOD, but, you know, we've seen them decapitate 2 other teams already. This is the 3rd team. Only time can tell how this will turn out.
That's right, Dan. There you go. There goes Jordan into the corner, and a big clothesline, a running clothesline coming in by Morbid. He's taking him over. Let's see if he's going to tag out. He really needs that tag. I think that might have been a mistake. Oh, there we go, Dan. There we go. Get the referee's attention. Cause confusion in the other corner, and now there's that quick double team, and that'll make this match even in a hurry, Dan.
Boulevard is actually exhilarated, and he's caused more damage to Jordan than he did good.
That's exactly right, Dan. You've got to keep a level head in tag team competition, because what you're doing, you're actually causing more harm to your partner than you're doing good. You're not going to make a statement because Dale Robinson's right there. He's on top of the action, and he's going to make sure that it's followed by the rules right down the middle.
Johnny Love just interjected himself in the worst kind of way. In the meantime, they're out here near the front row. Ron Jordan needs to get back in the ring and dodge the proverbial bullet, if you will, and get to a tag to Boulevard as quick as he can.
That's what you're exactly right there, Dan. Johnny Love taking advantage of that. But BOD has got to keep in mind, you can't win this match on the floor. It's got to be in the ring. You got to get the pin in the ring. So you got to keep your man in the ring. And once again, as we were saying earlier, the idea behind tag team wrestling, especially in a gauntlet match, Dan, you've got to tag. You got to get in, get it over, get it done, and get the next tag team out so you can get through this type of match.
You know, real quick, I want to say the Bringers of Death doing a fantastic job together in the ring as a unit. Relatively new, but hey, they're looking awesome.
That's exactly right, Dan. You've got to remember, these guys are tag team, so you've got to work as one. 2 individuals working at one. You've got to know what the other one's thinking before it's ever done. Whatever match, man, we got biting going on, and you know it's kind of hard to stand on that leg, Dan, when you got somebody gnawing on your ankle.
That's right, because you know what? Ron Jordan's going to have to stand on that leg.
That's exactly right, and like you said, he's the power man of this tag team combination of Boulevard and Jordan. And if he can't get the leverage on those wheels to pivot around on those hips to get that tag and get those power moves going, It looked like we had some type of a tag there by Jordan. Boulevard off the top. Oh, a drop kick to the back of the head, Dan. Oh, but Dale Robinson, being the referee, he didn't see the tag, Dan. He's going to make them change it back out.
You know, I guess he can't call what he didn't see.
That's right. And then we didn't have a tag from the BOD, but all he heard was that peripheral slap of the hand. That's all you need at this time. Big power move from Jordan with a suplex. Looks like there's a little confusion. If you're doing a power move of that nature, you need to go ahead, lay body on body, Dan. Put a little bit of emphasis on that. You got to lay that weight, make him breathe and work for it.
That's right. Boulevard comes in with a short snapping neck breaker, a fresh man in after a much-needed rest.
That's right. Duck a clothesline. Oh, here we go. What we got? There's a good counter. Good counter. Looks like another one of those high-risk power. That was a weak power bomb, but that's just showing how much time BOD has been in this match already.
Kind of like a jackknife power bomb. I mean, he could have done anything he wanted to with him.
That's right. At that point in time, Boulevard was at the mercy of Morbid, but it was the first man back to his feet, and Boulevard, being the fresher of the two, was right there. A leg sweep. We got a leg sweep there. Let's see if Boulevard's got enough to cover. Oh, and another save. Another save. These guys, like you said, Dan, working very well as a tag team unit.
Thug came in, and when he kicked, man, he had the intentions like Boulevard was a football, right in the ribs and the kidneys. I mean, it's going to affect your endurance.
That's exactly right, Dan. As you said, it was a perfectly placed kick to the rib. You get a couple of those shots in on those ribs, and you're talking with a packed house like we have here tonight in Forest City, North Carolina. The air in the building is being consumed by a lot of individuals, and if you got pounding going on those ribs, it takes it a little hard to suck that air up, Dan.
Like a snapping neck breaker by Boulevard, and both of these men are showing signs of exhaustion. We're at about the 18-minute mark. Both men in the worst need of a tag.
That's exactly right. BOD is definitely showing that 18 minutes of power exertion. They've had to fight and brawl. We've got Boulevard. We're making a tag. There it is. There's a tag to both men. So we got two fresh men in. Jordan comes in on fire. There's a clothesline, a kick. Here we go. We're sending one half of BOD into the ring. Oh, duck the clothesline coming off. A reverse that flying elbow by Jordan. He's going over to Morbid. There's the kick. Here we go. We're going to send him over. There's the shoot. Coming off. Big backdrop by Jordan. They're on fire. It looks like BOD is definitely in trouble here.
All four men in the ring at the same time. Well, now it's clearing up. We've got to tag Boulevard and Jordan getting their act together.
Double clothesline by Boulevard and Jordan. No, you don't showboat at this point, Dan Paris. You got an exerted man. You got a tired man. You've just done a double team move on him. You need to cover him. You need to put the finish on it. Up, here we go. Oh, what a tilt-a-whirl slam. 1, 2, 3, there it is.
An impressive.
And the winners of the match, once again, BOD. And now, for the final tag team in the tag team gauntlet, the winner of this fall will determine the #1 contender for the NBCW World Tag Team title. They weigh in a combined weight of 460 pounds. They hail from Hell's Kitchen, New York, and Atlanta, Georgia. Here is Night Breed, Axel Knight, and Ace Cauldron.
All right, it will be Axel Knight and Ace Cauldron making their way out here.
All right, Dan, we got Axel Knight, Ace Cauldron coming in, a blaze of fire. It looks like we've got Brian Fury and the big man coming out the ringside, and it looks like they've got the backs of Axel and Ace.
Yeah, that's Psycho Man, who has been around quite some time and somewhat in a exile, if you will. But you know what? This is the final two. This is Axel Knight, Ace Cauldron. Cauldron earlier tonight was reinstated by C.C. Daniel.
That's exactly right. That was a twist there, Dan. We wasn't expecting that. And like you said, Psycho Man coming out, a huge, massive individual. And Brian Fury walking around now with that kendo stick. And everyone knows, if you've ever saw any type of hardcore, the man that has got to be the master of the kendo stick would have to be none other than Tommy Dreamer. Have to be. And everyone has saw the total brutality that a kendo stick can cause, especially in this type of match.
That's correct. You know, I've seen even the Sandman, Tommy Dreamer, they'll take those things and they'll literally use them until the top breaks and it's almost broken in half.
That's right, Dan. Now we've got a little bit of the same, I guess what they used to say, what's good is for the goose is good for the gander. You've got Ace and Axel getting the referee's attention while a lot of work being done in the corner. We got Axel now. Looks like we got a blatant choke. Axel just so nicely laid that foot right across the throat of Morbid. And it looks like that exertion time is really setting in. Exhaustion, fatigue showing on the faces of BOD.
You know, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's the new commissioner here tonight, and Miss Kitty Brown. She's got to be keeping her eyes on what's going on here because, you know, I'll tell you what, all hell's broken loose and it looks like total chaos. I mean, got to have rules when you run an organization, regardless if it's new blood or not.
That's exactly right, Dan. The new commissioner, she comes in, you've got a new stable as it looks, Dan. A new stable forming with Axel Knight, Ace Cauldron, Jeff Hamrick, Brian Fury. And now with the addition of the Psycho, I mean, what do you expect? You've got to have someone to come into that ring. They've got to take charge. She's got to be watching in the back. I'm sure she's watching the monitor. Newly reinstated Ace Cauldron. There you go. A blind tag, not actually made. But Dale Robinson's got so much action going on, he's got to keep his eye on Jersey Red. He's got to keep his eye on Johnny Love, Brian Fury, Psycho Man. How can one man contain all of that action, Dan?
Yes, Dale Robinson does not have eyes in the back of his head.
That's exactly right, Dan. There's been actually instances where I've actually had to be a special guest referee, and I know exactly what he's going through right now, trying to contain 4 men is one thing, but when you've got all the outside interference going on outside of the ring, trying to keep control, he is the man that is in charge of this match. He's got to make sure that the rules are abided by, and he has really got his hands full right now.
That's exactly right. Now we've got Cauldron coming in. He's got Morbid. He's trying to work him over in the corner turnbuckle. We hear a chop.
Big knife-edge chops coming from Ace Cauldron. And there's that intimidation factor. Ace Cauldron, a ball of fire. He's not the biggest man that's in this match, but you can bet with that constant badgering of his opponent, with that constant jawing, it's got to be playing not only mental, but it's also got to play on the fatigue because Morbid knows what he's got to do. Now we've got Jersey Red up on side of the racing. Well, Dan, from what I'm seeing, it actually looks like Jersey Red is causing more confusing and chaos for her own tag team out here.
Yeah, from the looks of things, no doubt about it. It looked like she's heavily distracting these guys.
Exactly right. Dale Robinson, he's mouthing with them. He's mouthing with Johnny Love. It's almost as if Johnny Love and Jersey Red are actually working with Axel Knight and Ace Cauldron.
Got a belly-to-back suplex. Yeah, it appears, Dad, but I wouldn't speculate anything further than that.
That's right. A big short leg drop from Axel Knight. And there's the other half of BOD coming in. Love making the save.
Brian Fury on the apron causing confusion. Cauldron has Morbid. The 25-minute mark.
Oh, there's a good counter by Morbid. This guy, 25 minutes into this tag team gauntlet match, they've already saw 4 different competitors. And now there's Axel Knight. Ace Cauldron taking out the opposition. Oh, Morbid, how can it be? 25 minutes into exertion, and he's still fighting back. He's coming with hard rights. Ace Cauldron down. Axel Knight down. Morbid, he's a one-man wrecking crew.
And Knight just put an end to that with a very low blow. Dale Robinson not deciding to call for a disqualification at his own discretion.
Oh, there you go. Ace Cauldron on the floor. Just took out Thug with a chair. Oh, we got Brian Fury. There comes that kendo stick. Oh, no!
Down goes Axel Knight. Fury's been dropped as well.
Here we go. Oh, we got a cover. Where you at, Dale? Where you at, Dale? There you go. Psycho Man. What? We got confusion now. Ace Cauldron out here with Brian Fury. There is the 3 count.
There it is. The Bringers of Death get the win. 26 minutes and 5 seconds. And I'll tell you what, these guys went for 4 other teams. They get the win. These guys may have got the win, but they're in a heck of a bad shape. Here's Ace Cauldron, Axel Knight, Brian Fury. They're upset about this. Psycho Man slowly but surely trying to leave, I hope.
He hails from Possum Kingdom, South Carolina. Here he is, Farmer Brown.
All right, we're back. This time we have a 4-man elimination match. We just saw a 5-man gauntlet match. Farmer Brown making his way to the ring along with the Riddleman.
And the third contestant in this match, he weighs in at 250 pounds. He hails from Atlantic City, New Jersey, on the Georgia Shore. Here is Anthony Ace.
United States Heavyweight Champion Anthony Hayes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the United States champion, Anthony Ace.
All right, we got Anthony Hayes.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the commissioner has just made it aware to me that this is no longer a 3-way elimination match. It is a 4-way elimination match. And the 4th member of this match, he hails from the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. He weighs in at 230 pounds. He is the old school with the old stomp. Here is Player.
The player making his way out here. Boy, he's dancing with everybody, celebrating, greeting old rival Jake Bruce. Tell you what, a four-way elimination match. Barely been into this card an hour, and I'm worn out already. I mean, I wonder how the competitors feel. All four men starting it off had Ace and Brown having a combination from like a hip toss countered into an arm drag, and the player and Riddleman pairing off in the corner. The player showing off some punches, suplex. And Anthony Ace almost crashes into the player. Player follows it up with a knee drop. He was able to get out of the way there. Riddleman taking some blows to the side of the head on the apron. Riddleman slingshots over that rope and into the ring. The player and Anthony Ace, the current United States champion, battling on the outside. We can see the player took a bad spill out there. And in the meantime, Farmer Brown just took a double lariat. Riddleman with a leg drop. Riddleman has Farmer Brown in the corner. He's choking away. Punches his man right in the midsection. Shoulder block and a second one. Kicks his man right into the midsection. Riddleman chops Farmer Brown. Anthony Ace with his foot on the chest of the player. Like Texas Tornado rules in this match almost. Dale Robinson letting these guys go at it. Riddleman takes a bad spill onto the floor. He crashes out. Farmer Brown's going to go out after him. We'll keep a double view here. Farmer Brown and Riddleman going at it on the floor. Apologize for a man passing by. All right, in the meantime, the player does Anthony Ace a number with an elbow smash. Farmer Brown's back in the ring. Riddleman making his way as well. Farmer Brown on the top turnbuckle, perched and ready. Player just catapults Anthony Ace. Farmer Brown with a splash. Michinoku driver onto Riddleman from the player. Player only gets a count of two. Anthony Ace in the corner turnbuckle takes a lariat from Farmer Brown. Riddleman has Farmer Brown up like a Death Valley driver. Farmer Brown's been eliminated. Anthony Ace has defends the United States heavyweight title. He was not on the card here last month, but in August he was here. And Anthony Ace has to retain the belt by going through the player and Riddleman. Right now they're double teaming the player, and the player takes like a DDT, although he had him hooked like a suplex, but he didn't get him. I'll tell you what, the player is taking a double team shellacking. Anthony Ace and the player pairing off. The player with a one-legged high face buster drops him down. Fisherman suplex from Riddleman. Riddleman pins the player. It's going to leave Anthony Ace and Riddleman in there. Riddleman with a drop kick. Anthony Ace with a very, very low kick. Dale Robinson did not see it as he was tied up with Anthony Ace. Facebuster by Anthony Ace. Count of two only. Holding on to that top rope. Couldn't get a submission. Anthony Ace has a headlock onto Riddleman. Ace goes from a headlock to a hammerlock, throws Riddleman into the corner turnbuckle shoulder first. A little bit of a wild exchange there. Riddleman has Anthony Ace worked over with a chop. Anthony Ace like a Irish whip, but decided to jump in air and take Riddleman down shoulder first. And he tried to separate his shoulder. Riddleman sent for the ride. Riddleman with a, albeit sloppy, tilt-a-whirl head scissors. It did get the job done. Both of these guys are on the mat. Battle is showing its signs. Riddleman, Anthony Ace pairing off. Anthony Ace with a DDT. And 1 second away from retaining the United States heavyweight title. Couldn't quite do it. He couldn't quite get the job done. We've got an exchange. A slam. And only a count of two. The Riddleman down on his knees, and Anthony Ace also is trying to come up. Both of these men looking worse for wear. We're at the 9-minute mark in the match. And I'll tell you what, it's been 2 men down and the last 2 remaining. Riddleman springs over his man. He could be going for that pedigree. He dropped him. And Riddleman captures the United States Heavyweight Championship. This, I think, is his first title. Riddleman captures the win and is the brand new U.S. Heavyweight Champion.
So, get this right. You're saying November the 30th, Riddleman has to put up the United States title against a secret opponent. Is that what you're telling me? It'll be my baby, baby. All right, the new United States champion, Riddleman.
All right, Riddleman gets the U.S. Heavyweight title.
I don't know, but someone in the back told me that Forest City, North Carolina wants a little hardcore. You telling me that?
All right, we've got hardcore action. Hardcore action almost ready.
He is the NBCW hardcore champion. He weighs in at 200 pounds. He is from everywhere, USA. Here is the hardcore champion, Rock
All right, Wicked has the like a kendo stick in his hand. And listen to the roar of the crowd. Making his way down to the ring, the Rough Rider. And he is the current reigning New Blood Hardcore Champion. And I'll tell you what, I wanna introduce someone from way back in the days of the Eastern Wrestling Federation, Carolina Championship Wrestling. A very, very special guest, a man who I went out of my way to ask come out here tonight. And trust me, I don't do this just for anybody. C.C. Daniel, it's good to see you again.
Well, Dan, it's a pleasure to be here. I tell you, been on the road touring quite a bit this year in a different arena, as they say. But it sure is glad to be back in the grassroots where I come from. And I certainly am having a wonderful time tonight, Dan. And it's a good seeing you.
It's good to see you. I understand real quick like you're involved with the NASCAR circuit these days.
Well, did a little bit with NASCAR. And then I got involved in, worked in the Britney Spears tour. We did 96 days, 30 states, 12,000 miles. That ended about 8 weeks ago, and that was a pretty grueling deal, but very enjoyable. And you know, when you're C.C. Daniel like me, you get to go to high places and do high things, Dan.
What exactly did you do on the Britney Spears tour?
I was a tour bus director. What I basically did was, it was 15 tour buses, 18 semis, and they needed somebody with some managerial experience that would come in and knew how to direct and get things done in a professional manner and make sure things was done in a timely fashion also.
So you had your work cut out for you, but you know, you've been no stranger to Forest City's various inclinations of professional wrestling, and you know the Rough Rider. I mean, you and I think, were the first two to actually call one of his very first ever matches.
I remember Rough Rider when he was in training, learning how to do the trade of professional wrestling. This fella has come a long way, and I tell you, pound for pound, he's as tough a guy in wrestling that you'll ever want to see in that square.
You know, Wicked, I have seen a few other times before. He is a unusual individual in the ring, very charismatic, very popular. But you know, when it comes to popularity, the Rough Rider is no doubt probably one of the most popular men here in the eastern North Carolina area.
Well, you know, his music says it all. He's bad to the bone, and you never know what he's going to pull out of his pockets. You can't turn your back on him. So Wicked is definitely, it looks like we got a little bloodshed going on already here. This is going to get extremely nasty, I believe. Hope there's some kind of paramedics or something around here.
Yes, so do I. I'll tell you what, Wicked already is lacerated. And, you know, the Rough Rider, he's been known, man, when he gets busted open, it's like adrenaline shoots through his body, and he seems to almost get worse and worse and worse when it comes to the temperament in the ring.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, you just about got to take a bazooka and shoot him in the head for him to lay down. There's no quit in the Rough Rider. So if Wicked thinks he's got him beat, he better take a good look at the whole situation, because by the time you think you got this man down, he's going to come right back at you. And blood is no issue to him. He don't care. He just does not care.
Wicked, you know, has the trash can lid kendo stick. Man, this is like a neck breaker on a trash can lid. Damn, this is like watching a demolition derby of some sort.
Yeah, without fenders. And it's going to be quite interesting to see the outcome of this, because, you know, I don't know if these two have ever wrestled each other before.
Not that I know of.
But, you know, this is not your typical wrestling match here either. This takes individuals that absolutely, as far as I'm concerned, have no sense. They're absolutely out of their mind. Their threshold of pain is absolutely, it's intense, you know.
Well, I'll say this. I would somewhat agree with you, because I do think not only does it shorten your career, but I think it almost shortens your life.
Well, it's definitely not good for your brain cells either, Dan, you know. And I wouldn't want to be up there and a man bopping me over the head with tin cans or trash cans. And look at there, they're using, what is that, probably about a 2 or 3 pound chain up there that they're hitting each other with. And like I said, I certainly hope there's paramedics here tonight, because we're going to need one here in a few minutes. I'll guarantee it.
Yeah, the Rough Rider, he has what that is on that chain is a lucky horseshoe.
Wow. I'm going to tell you right now, that was a pretty intense move right there. And for Rough Rider to get up, like I tell you, Wicked's got his hands full. If he's never wrestled this guy before, like you said, you don't think so, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than what he's doing right now to take the Rough Rider out of this scenario.
You know, that trash can and that karate kick right to the side, you know, that had to rattle his brains, you know.
You know, that's the thing about professional wrestling that a lot of these people don't understand. You got these guys that wrestle in backyards that think they're wrestlers, you know. They don't have a clue what's going on until they get in this squared circle right here and face a real professional. I mean, it's a total different world. You just got to understand what you're getting into.
You're absolutely right. but I will tell you what. Unfortunately, I'm almost very much ashamed to admit that some of these guys from the backyards have made it to the professional ranks. And one thing I can say is thank God we're not seeing them on this card here tonight.
I want to tell you something, Dan. It's a true story. You know, I had a match booked in the Forest City area. It was supposed to happen on the 13th, I believe, in September. It was several days after the 9/11 incident. God bless us all. But bottom line, I had a backyard wrestler booked to come into this thing. And I won't mention any names, but he chickened out on me at the last minute. The match never took place because of the 9/11. But, and you know what he told me, Dan? I mean, he said, I'm afraid I'll get hurt.
Well, I kind of wish you had better sense than to book a guy like that to start with.
Well, you know, I'd went and watched his outdoor production. He was tough as nails. You could throw him on a car hood, on gravel. He'd dance on fire. He was out of his mind. But when he was scared to get in the squared circle up here, thinking he'd get hurt. I mean, so that tells you the mentality. The guy didn't want to be a professional wrestler. It takes a different breed. Totally different breed, man.
I don't know what the Rough Riders got in there right now, but whatever he has in his hand, he's trying to take Wicked's head off with it.
It looks like it's like a driver, part of a golf club or something.
Well, he broke it, whatever it was. I mean, he shattered it.
Man. Well, both of these guys have taken a tremendous amount of punishment in this far in the match. I don't know. Was there a time limit on this, Dan, that you're aware of? Or is it just... Well,
not that I know of.
Well, there you go. The Rough Rider's the man.
He retains the hardcore title. Very, very violent, bloody match. I'll tell you what, Wicked deserves a lot of respect for hanging in there.
I promise you this, it'll take Wicked about a week to get over this because he just took one hell of a beating in there.
Or maybe more than that. I mean, both of these guys extremely bloody. I do think the Rough Riders somewhat disrespected him there at the last, and I don't think that's quite justified.
Well, these two have probably not seen the last of each other also. I'm sure there'll be a rematch down the road.
Right. All right. C.C. Daniel, thank you for stopping by. We're going to take a brief pause, change tapes, and we'll be back with more New Blood Championship Wrestling.
And his opponent, he's an homeboy from
match. It's a ladder match.
By whoever scales the ladder and takes the championship title from the roof. This match is one fall with a 40-minute time limit, and it is for the NBCW Light Heavyweight Championship.
Dale Dwindle and the Dynamite Kid in a ladder match for the Light Heavyweight Championship. I'll tell you one thing. We know that these rules specify that you got to scale that ladder, get that belt, bring it down. Whomever puts that belt on their waist will walk out with the New Blood Championship Wrestling Light Heavyweight Championship. And I'll tell you one thing. We've seen the Dynamite Kid. Not the original Dynamite Kid, mind you, but this young man here. And Dale Dwindle, they're going at it. And the Rocket, Dale Dwindle, with a variation of an arm wringer of his own. Man, it was a very, very controversial match. We heard the pre-match interviews earlier. Dwindle talking about facing the Dynamite Kid. Kid also had his comments. And everyone who did interviews in the back, I would appreciate their time and thank them all the wrestlers who made it here, performing tonight, doing the interviews and giving it their dead level best. Dynamite Kid explodes with a drop kick, and the Rocket Dale Dwindle walking around on the outside, trying to walk it off. All right, Dale Dwindle. A world of pain, world of trouble, too. Dale Dwindle and the Dynamite Kid getting ready to lock up. Dale Dwindle says timeout, no can do. All right. Calling time in this match. There's no timeouts. Absolutely no timeouts in professional wrestling. Never has been, never will be. Dynamite Kid responds. We've already seen one title change hands earlier tonight as the Riddleman walked off with the United States Heavyweight Championship. Dale Dwindle with a spinning toe hold and drops down on the one knee. At this point in time, he's trying to work over the Dynamite Kid. Dwindle has Dynamite Kid in a lot of trouble. Big high, halfway across the ring. Hip toss. Swung him halfway across. Dwindle and the Dynamite Kid going at it. Dynamite Kid is hurdled right out of the ring. They've yet to use the ladder in this match. No sooner than I speak of it than the Dynamite Kid brings the ladder back in, pounded. Well, he's now taking a pounding by Dale Dwindle. The ladder can be utilized as a weapon or something you scale up to get the title with. You know, I mean, that's how you win the match. No pin, no submission. You climb up that ladder, you get the belt, pull it down. All right, the Dynamite Kid stops Dale Dwindle from climbing the ladder. Dale Dwindle's leg battered. Has his leg driven right into the ring apron. Man, tell you what, Jake Bruce, this has been extremely grueling right here.
That's exactly right, Dan. This has probably got to be one of the most dangerous matches that's ever in professional wrestling. The title suspended above the ceiling, or from the ceiling above the ring, on a rope, and they have to scale that aluminum metal ladder to try to get up to that title. Not like you said earlier, Dan, not only is that ladder used to scale up to get to that title, but it's also a very lethal, deadly weapon.
The thing of it is, I don't think they realize pile driver is if you bend that ladder in which you can't scale it, then you're on your own to get that belt.
That's exactly right, Dan. We're looking at two high flyers. The Dynamite Kid, they've got to be the crowd favorite from right here in Forest City, North Carolina. The Rocket, Dale Twindle, trying with everything that he possibly can to hold on to that light heavyweight title that's suspended above the ring. And like you said, Dan, if you bend that ladder to the point of where you can't climb it, you got to find some other alternate means to get up to that title.
That's exactly right. I noticed that a lot of fans getting very vocally behind the Dynamite Kid, thrown now to the floor. And Twindle, if he was smart, would go for the belt right now rather than focus on the Dynamite Kid. I mean, he can't stop him while he's on the floor.
That's exactly right, Dan. I don't understand what Dwindle's thinking here. You've got your opponent. He's onto the floor. Why aren't you going after that title? Oh, there's a wicked kick to that ladder, and I don't know what the Dynamite Kid's intentions were with that chair, but they definitely backfired. And once again, the inexperience of Dale Twindle in this type of match. You've got your opponent down. He's incapacitated. There's nothing between you and that championship title. Why aren't you going after your title?
You know, maybe it's he's wanting to injure the Dynamite Kid. Maybe that's what it's all about.
Well, that's what it appears to me there, Dan. It looks like there may be a little bit more to what's going on here other than just this title. A wicked shot to the face right there. You know, Dan, the cranium was not designed to take that type of blow.
No, it was not. I mean, it's just a skull-crushing effect that he had when he hit. I mean, he's not Nolan Ryan, but I mean, that's what he tried to do. He tried to take him right out.
That's exactly right, Dan. Dale Dwindle swinging for the fences with that shot with that metal chair. But there again, why work the crowd? Why are you badgering the crowd? The man that you're trying to take that title and hold on to it from is the man in the ring, not these people in the chairs. Once again, Dwindle going up with that chair and another shot to the face of the Dynamite Kid.
Dynamite Kid is in a world of trouble. He's pounded. Dwindle still missing out on an opportunity to go after the belt.
You're exactly right, Dan. I mean, the golden opportunity here. Dynamite Kid, you can bet right now he couldn't tell you what 1 + 1 is right now. But Dwindle, like you said, oh, and another shot to the head into that chair that had been wedged between the ropes. And I don't understand. It's got to be personal. It has to be personal. Now it looks like Dwindle's got the idea that, well, maybe now's the time.
He's trying to injure this guy. He's trying to put him out. Now he's going after the belt.
That looked like it had to be the last-ditch effort, Dan. That was nothing but just pure, I've got to do what I've got to do. That he's running on adrenaline right now. It's got to be. It looks like maybe Dynamite Kid has been lacerated from those shots with that chair.
Oh, Dwindle goes into the chair. Dynamite Kid is wrestling purely off of desperation and instinct.
That's exactly right, Dan. And now, unlike Dwindle, it looks like, oh, nope, I thought Dynamite Kid was actually going to go after that belt. But it looks like he's going to try to work a little more. Oh, and another shot. That looked like that caught maybe Dwindle to the shoulder, maybe possibly to the jaw area.
Yeah, I think it did. It caught him right more along the jaw, maybe even right in the mouth a little.
And now Dynamite Kid he's trying to get the drive and the motivation from the fans. Well, I don't understand this, Dan. Your man's down. You got the ladder set up. There's nothing between you and the title but you. And he turns and goes after Dwindle. that is, like we can see here, Dan, out on the floor. There's no way that he could possibly stop the Dynamite Kid at that point.
He's perched up top. What's he going to do? Maybe a moonsault.
Moonsault from the top rope to the floor. Oh, my God.
He wiped him out.
But there again, Dan, he wiped himself out, too. He's also taken himself out of the competition. Once again, nothing up there but the title and a ladder, and no one able to go and scale for that title.
Yeah, he blew a golden opportunity.
That's right, Dan. He even had there was the opportunity to not only take out Dwindle, but he could have removed himself from the match also. It looks like he's going to try to go. I don't even know how this guy's even getting up on the mat, Dan.
That I have no idea. He's scaling up, trying to get there.
He's almost there. He's inches away. Inches away. He's holding that hip. He's got his hands on the title. Oh, what a move by Dwindle. Drop kick. Even though it was only one-legged, it still served a purpose. It took the ladder out from under the Dynamite Kid, and now it's an even match again, Dan.
And I don't know what kind of shape that ladder's in after the impact. I don't know what kind of shape each one of these men are in. This match has been just grueling.
There you go, and then an elbow to the back of the head, and you know we couldn't see from our vantage point, Dan, but I'm sure that Dynamite Kid had to hit that concrete floor with a lot of force and a lot of pain and agony going through that body right now. We got Dwindle setting him up. It looks like Dwindle's also been lacerated.
An airplane spin.
Oh, into a...
We've got a masked man out here. We saw him last month interject with the Dynamite Kid.
Here comes, oh, it's a reversal. Dwindle into the chair. The masked man to the floor. What's going on now, Dan? Dwindle, it looks like whatever might have been set up by these two, it's out. Oh, and a hard shot to the top of the head. Go for the title. Go for the title.
Maybe that knocked Dwindle out. Kid's got to get up there and see if he can't get the belt. Finally. Well, no, what the heck is he doing?
I don't understand, Dan. Golden opportunities, they only come ever in a lifetime. And then here we go. It's got to be personal. Why would you want to keep doing this when there's nothing between you and that title but getting up? Oh, a frog splash. Oh, using that chair as a, I guess you'd call it like a mounting tool, something to get elevation off of.
Kind of like a spring pad or something like that.
Exactly right, Dan. I mean, I'm so caught up in this match. There's so much action, so much high flying. I can't even think straight, Dan. I can't think of the words. Get up that ladder, kid. Go for the title.
He's close. He's very close. He's got it.
He's got it, Dan.
He's got it. And Dwindle takes a shot to the face for good measure. And the light heavyweight championship. Man, they're going at it again. And the Dynamite Kid just leveled Dwindle with the championship belt. Dale Dwindle busted open. Some blood spewing in this match. Dwindle needs to be going to the back. Jake Bruce popped Dale Dwindle. Dwindle took a shot at Bruce earlier.
I'm not sure, Dale Dwindle, but I think he just picked up the label. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the new commissioner, Miss Kitty.
Well, since I'm the hardcore champion, and since I done proved that I can kick Clint, I fully accept that challenge. Don't you bring him on. Because like I said, no matter how big, no matter how small, this belt's mine, and ain't nobody taking it away.
There you have it then. November 30th, hardcore title match. The Rough Rider, the current NBCW hardcore champion, faces Necro. And now it's time for the NBCW World Tag Team title match. Introducing first, they are the current champions. They weigh in a combined weight of 435 pounds. Here they are, Jeff Hendrick, Brian Fury, from Forest City, North Carolina, and San Antonio, Texas.
All right, Psycho Man is out here along Jeff Hamrick and Brian Fury. They'll take on Pretty Twisted.
Brian Fury, Jeff Hendrick, they are the NBCW World Tag Team Champions.
Here comes the commissioner, Miss Kitty Brown. What's she got to say? Kitty Brown banning Ace Cauldron. side.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commissioner has called Ace Cauldron and the Psycho Man from ringside for this match.
He's also barred the Psycho Man.
Or, if Ace Cauldron and Psycho Man refuse to leave, Jeff Harrick and Brian Fury must forfeit the World Tag Team title. Like I said, Harrick, I'm not the commissioner, she is.
All right, we've got Cauldron and
And now, the opponents. They are the current #1 contenders. They weigh in at a combined weight of 540 pounds. They hail from Daytona Beach, Florida. Here they are, Dylan Rage, Will Snap, Pretty Twisted.
Kitty Brown banning Psycho Man and Ace Cauldron. Here come Dylan Rage and Will Snap on their way out here, collectively known as Pretty Twisted. As I've stated on other films and tapes, Will Snap most recently going under abdominal surgery. Back in action.
Forest City, this used to be a hometown boy. We used to call Forest City his home. He said he's from Marietta, Georgia now. He did. Every single one of you Forest City, North Carolina is sitting in the crowd. So what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to play more with Florida. But tonight, I'm from Forest City, North Carolina. And if me and Big Will Snap, we're going to beat the shit out of these two little punks.
This is one fall with a 45-minute tournament, and it is for the NBCW World Tag Team title.
We're set for the Tag Team Championship. You know I'm no saint, and I know that I use a few off-color remarks, but for the language content during tonight's show, I deeply apologize. We're trying to figure out who's going to start it off here. Real quick, want to say that there's one other match scheduled to go on here after this match, and that's Rex Rumble and Frank in a barbed wire match for the heavyweight title. All right, it looks like it's going to be Jeff Hamrick and Dylan Rage opening up things. And Hamrick and Rage will lock up. Hamrick with an arm wringer on Dylan Rage. Smashes him right in the arm, has a headlock. chain wrestling into a hammerlock, kicks him right in the back of the leg. Dylan Rage with an arm wringer on to Jeff Hamrick. Hamrick on one knee, tries to regain his footing and finally does, and goes back into a headlock. Rage is using the basic fundamentals of professional wrestling and doing so quite well. Back to a headlock. Well, Jake, I see you kind of lost your cool out there earlier.
Well, you know, like I said, Dan, 19 years in the business, and these little snot-nosed punks, they think they still can run with Jake Bruce. Like I said, I may be retired, and you can take the man out of the ring, but you can't take the ring out of the man. Dale Dwindle wanting to get up in my face, get in my personal business. I just had to give him a little reminder that I am Jake Bruce. I am the soul man, and I will not be intimidated, nor will I be insulted in the squared circle.
You might have a couple of good matches still left in you. I mean, from the looks of things, I know for a fact that you're still a young man and probably shouldn't be retired, but push come to shove, Dale Dwindle wants a match with you. What will the answer be?
Well, I tell you what, Dan Paris, like I said, in the 19 years that I was in the ring, I never ran from anyone. Anytime anyone wanted to put their name up on the dotted line, Jake Bruce was more than happy to sign on the other dotted line. It doesn't matter, be it hardcore, be it barbed wire, be it ladder, be it any type of match. It can be a Chicago street fight, because you know Jake Bruce from Chicago, Illinois. I don't back down from anybody. So if Dale Dwindle wants to mix it up a little, he wants to shake and dance, I tell you, he's got the master of it right here, Jake Bruce. I'll be more than willing, more than ready to sign on the dotted line.
Well, I think that's what I probably wanted to hear. All right, and Rage and Hamrick doing battle. Real quick, I want to say that Will Snap on the apron, formerly known as Elwood Bruce. I mean, man, when you retired, he had to choose another path, and of late, Pretty Twisted has been doing very well.
That's exactly right. My brother, Elwood Bruce, when I stepped out of the circle, I told him, he said, brother, do I need to go with you? I said, brother, you the man. You your own man. You choose the path you want to go. I'll support you any way that I can. And he chose to go down the road with Dylan Rage. Now, once again, Elwood Bruce, now known as Will Snap, mixing it up with Dylan Rage. Pretty Twisted. This is a tag team that will be dealt with, Dan Paris.
That is a fact. And Dylan Rage with a monkey flip sends Hamrick out of the ring.
Well, that's exactly right, Dan. You know, Hamrick, he talks a big fight, but when it comes to even one-on-one competition, you know, sometimes you got to back up and you got to come out and regroup and find another scheme to go into battle with.
Well, I thought earlier you guys might be thinking about scrapping earlier as well, too, you know.
Well, you know how it goes there, Dan. These guys, they want to mix it up. Jeff Hamrick, once again, somebody want to get in the face of Jake Bruce. I don't back down from anybody. I don't shy from any type of fight. I was brought up on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. I've been to Joliet. I've been my family down in Joliet, the big house, Joliet, Illinois. But I'm going to tell you right now, if Jeff Hamrick ever wants to get into the ring with Jake Bruce, like I said, same goes with Dale Dwindle. All he's got to do is put his name on the dotted line.
Might be seeing you out of retirement yet.
You never know, Dan, but I'm going to tell you right now, Dylan Rage, a little bit faster, a little bit smarter, catching Brian Fury. That's that thing, Dan. Use the old man's momentum against himself. It's great counteraction wrestling. Here we go. We got a double team move, both Pretty Twisted in. Big back arm elbow. We got Will Snap going for the cover.
Neil Robinson out of position a little bit there.
Well, there you go, but you've got so much hatred between these four individuals. You got to try to control. Big swooping power slam by Will Snap. Brian Fury once again gets out. He kicks out. He's a little bewildered. Up, what?
missed the lariat. Chain wrestling going on here.
Drop, counter. Oh, what a power bomb. What a scooping power slam. Once again, the 2 count. Brian Fury, that was more desperation than anything, Dan Parrish.
Well, it did work, and there's a big body slam from Will Snap.
Another power move coming up. This is tag team wrestling. Oh, that was an inversion of a sweet power move that Will Snap and I used to use